The 1991 NBA Finals was the first NBA Finals broadcast by NBC after 17 years with CBS. The Eastern Conference champion Chicago Bulls took on the Western Conference champion Los Angeles Lakers for the title, with Chicago having home court advantage. It was Michael Jordan's first NBA Finals appearance, Magic Johnson's last, and the last NBA Finals for the Lakers until 2000. The Bulls would win the series, 4-1. Jordan averaged 31.2 points on 56% shooting, 11.4 assists, 6.6 rebounds, 2.8 steals and 1.4 blocks en route to his first NBA Finals MVP award. The series was not the first time that the Bulls and Lakers faced off in the playoffs. Prior to 1991, they met for 4 postseason series, 1968, 1971, 1972 and 1973, all Lakers victories. Chicago was a member of the Western Conference at the time and moved into the East in 1980. The 1991 Finals marked the first time the Bulls defeated the Lakers in a playoff series. This series would mark the end of the Lakers' Showtime era and the beginning of the Bulls dynasty. After winning 5 championships and 8 finals appearances in the 1980s, the Lakers would struggle for the rest of the 1990s before winning 5 championships between the 2000 and 2010 seasons. The 1991 Lakers were led by Johnson, who was 31 and playing in what would be his last full season, as well as fellow All-Star teammate James Worthy. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had retired 2 seasons earlier. The Bulls, led by Jordan and small forward Scottie Pippen, would win 5 more championships after 1991 in a 7-year span, cementing their status as a dynasty. Jordan became only the 4th player in NBA history to capture the scoring title and a championship in the same season. The 1990-91 season marked the Chicago Bulls' 25th in franchise history. The team was coming off a grueling 7-game loss to the Detroit Pistons in the 1990 Eastern Conference Finals, and in the 6 years since Michael Jordan joined the Bulls, they were showing signs of improvement. They managed to put it all together that season, winning a then-franchise record 61 games. Jordan won the scoring title for a 5th consecutive season, but the team was no longer a one-man show of years past. Instead, Jordan distributed the ball with regularity, thanks in large part to the triangle offense instituted by head coach Phil Jackson and assistant Tex Winter. This gave the Bulls additional offensive weapons to choose from, ranging from wingman Scottie Pippen and post players Horace Grant and Bill Cartwright to shooters such as John Paxson and B.J. Armstrong. Jordan's improved all-around play earned him his 2nd MVP award. In the playoffs, the Bulls lost only once in the first 3 rounds. They swept the New York Knicks in the first round, then eliminated the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round. Their much-awaited rematch with the Detroit Pistons in the conference finals showcased the maturity and poise that the Bulls displayed all season, as they swept the Pistons. In a last show of defiance, most of the Pistons walked off the court with 8 seconds left on the clock in a blowout loss at home so as not to congratulate the new Eastern Conference champions, though Joe Dumars, Vinnie Johnson, and John Salley did remain to shake the Bulls' hands. The Los Angeles Lakers were coming off a second-round loss to the Phoenix Suns in prior season's playoffs. Even though the Lakers won 63 games that season, and Magic Johnson won league MVP and surpassed Oscar Robertson for the all-time career assist record, it was clear that the team was growing weary of head coach Pat Riley's intense approach. The Lakers replaced Riley with Mike Dunleavy Sr., formerly an assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks. Dunleavy then abandoned the trademark Showtime offense in favor of a more deliberate style of play, but despite the change in playbook, the Lakers still enjoyed an impressive season, winning 58 games. In the playoffs, the Lakers swept the Houston Rockets in the first round, then eliminated Run TMC and the Golden State Warriors in the second round. Next up for the Lakers were the Portland Trail Blazers, who were coming off a trip to the NBA Finals the previous year. The Lakers stunned the Blazers in Portland to open the series, and went on to win the conference finals in 6 games. In Game 1, Michael Jordan started dominating with 15 points, 3 rebounds and 5 assists in the first quarter alone. In the second quarter, the Lakers continued to stay competitive despite Magic Johnson not attempting one field goal in the second quarter. Despite this, Magic Johnson would hit back-to-back three-pointers in the third quarter to give the Lakers their largest lead, and also Magic Johnson's 29th career playoff triple-double. Jordan made a comeback in the fourth quarter with 13 points, but it was Scottie Pippen's 2 free throws that would give the Bulls a 91-89 lead. Each team ran the shot clock down, but neither could hit a shot until Sam Perkins hit a three-pointer, the potential game winner, with 14 seconds left to give the Lakers a 92-91 lead. Michael Jordan's 17-foot jumper then rattled out and was rebounded by Byron Scott, who was fouled with 2.7 seconds remaining. Scott missed the first of his 2 free throws and made the second for a 93-91 Lakers lead. The Bulls, out of timeouts, had a final chance, but a mid-court heave from Pippen at the buzzer caromed off the back of the rim. This was also the last time any game of the NBA Finals aired in the afternoon, Eastern Time Zone, with every game of the NBA Finals since this game in 1991 airing in prime time, including all weekend games. To date, this is the most recent time any finals game in any of the 4 major American sports leagues started before 6 p.m. Eastern. In Game 2, the biggest decision of the game was putting Scottie Pippen on Magic Johnson, while Michael Jordan guarded Vlade Divac. For the Bulls, the hero was Horace Grant, who led the Bulls with 14 first-half points, while Jordan only had 2 points for the first 20 minutes. However, for Jordan, this shooting drought would only prove to be temporary and Jordan would hit his next 13 shots in compensation. The Lakers were in the game even when Chicago was leading 58-51 until Byron Scott fouled Pippen, and the Bulls would make 17 of their next 20 field goals in the third quarter despite Jordan spending time on the bench with foul trouble. By the time Jordan returned, their lead was 16 and then Jordan led the Bulls to an 11-0 run to a Bulls victory. The signature moment of the series came when Jordan accelerated towards the basket, raised the ball in his right hand for a dunk, then, to avoid a potential Sam Perkins block, switched the ball to his left and banked in a layup that caused a booming standing ovation at Chicago Stadium. In Game 3, the Bulls were having trouble in the frontcourt. In Game 1, the Lakers' frontcourt outscored Chicago's 60-31. In Game 3, the Lakers would be the ones having trouble, setting a rebounding low in the finals. Despite this problem, the Lakers went for an 18-2 run that brought them from 3 down to 13 up. The Bulls would answer with a 20-7 run that would tie the game in the fourth quarter at 74. Horace Grant's layup gave the Bulls a 90-87 lead with 1:07 to play. Perkins then scored to cut the Bulls' lead to 90-89 with 49 seconds left. After a Bulls miss, Divac scored on a layup and was fouled. He made the free throw to give the Lakers a 92-90 lead with 10.9 seconds remaining. Jordan made a 14-foot jump shot just inches away from Divac's fingertips with 3.4 seconds left to tie the game at 92 and force overtime. In overtime, Jordan would score half of the Bulls' 12 points to win the game. In Game 4, the Lakers had a 28-27 lead in the first quarter, only the second time in the 1991 playoffs that a team led the Bulls at the end of the first quarter. This did not matter as Chicago went on a 19-9 run to start the second period and gain a 46-37 lead. While Michael Jordan scored 11 points in the second quarter, the Lakers only made 12 of their 41 shots in the second and third quarters. The Lakers faced a huge blow as Worthy and Scott left the game, and eventually the series, with ankle and shoulder injuries, respectively. Worthy's ankle injury from the conference finals against Portland had flared up, and Scott injured his shoulder after slipping on a wet spot on the floor. With the lack of Worthy and Scott, and bad shooting, especially from Sam Perkins, the Bulls were able to take a 16-point lead in the third quarter. The Lakers refused to go down and shrank the deficit to 7 points in the fourth quarter, but it was the closest they would get, as Pippen and Jordan led the Bulls on a 19-8 run to put them one game away from their first NBA championship. In Game 5, the Lakers were facing elimination, and the absences of James Worthy and Byron Scott were not any help to the Lakers. This would not stop Magic Johnson, as Johnson had 20 assists in the game. Despite that, while Johnson also got 11 rebounds, Jordan guarded Magic Johnson in Game 5, which led Magic to struggle by scoring 16 points on 33% shooting with 6 turnovers. Eldon Campbell outscored Michael Jordan with 13 points in the first half. The Lakers still fought and even led 93-90 in the fourth quarter, but the Bulls went on a 9-0 run, and Paxson's 10 points in the final half of the fourth quarter helped secure the Chicago Bulls and Jordan's first NBA title. It was the only one of the Bulls' 6 finals appearances to end in 4-1. This was also the last NBA Finals game to be played in the Forum. By the time the Lakers returned to the NBA Finals, they had moved to the new Staples Center. Scottie Pippen led the Bulls with 32 points and collected 13 rebounds. Jordan, who was named the Finals MVP, added 30 points and 10 assists. The aftermath of the series. The Bulls' championship started the dynasty that lasted through the 1990s. In the 1991-92 NBA season, the Bulls won their second straight NBA title, winning a then-franchise record 67 wins, and defeated the Portland Trail Blazers in 6 games of the 1992 NBA Finals. The Lakers' Showtime era would end on November 7, 1991, as Magic Johnson announced his retirement due to the HIV virus. He did, however, play in the 1992 NBA All-Star Game and eventually with the Dream Team in the 1992 Summer Olympics. The Lakers would decline in the years following Magic's retirement, being eliminated in the first round of the playoffs 2 straight years, 1992 and 1993, before missing the playoffs entirely in 1994. It would be 9 years before the Lakers returned to the NBA Finals. By then they had moved to the new Staples Center, now Crypto.com Arena, marking the 1991 Finals, the last to be held at the Forum. Both teams came close to facing each other anew in the 1998 NBA Finals. However, the Lakers, by then led by Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, were swept by the Utah Jazz in the Western Conference Finals.